Welcome to Derivations you may need. All important derivations in one place. Equivalent combination of cells. Cells can be connected in two main ways, either in a series combination or parallel combination. We'll look at both cases in detail. First, consider two cells connected in a series arrangement. This is the foundation for understanding the series combination. Mark points A, B, and C in the circuit. Let a current, denoted as I, flow through this setup for our analysis. Let the electromotive force, or EMF, of the first cell be epsilon 1 and its internal resistance be R1. For the second cell, let its EMF be epsilon 2 and resistance be R2. The potential difference between points A and B, VAB, is equal to VA minus VB, which simplifies to epsilon 1 minus I times R1. Similarly, the potential difference between points B and C, VBC, equals VB minus VC, or epsilon 2 minus I times R2. Add both equations to get VAC. This results in epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 minus I times the sum of R1 and R2. We can represent this setup with an equivalent circuit, helping us easily analyze the overall effect of the series connection. In this equivalent circuit, VAC equals the equivalent EMF minus the current times the equivalent resistance. Comparing both forms, it's clear that the equivalent EMF is the sum of both amps, and the equivalent resistance is the sum of the internal resistances. For n cells in series, the total EMF is the sum of individual amps, and total internal resistance is the sum of all resistances. Let's now explore the parallel combination of cells and how their behaviors differ from the series setup. Consider two cells connected in parallel, each with its own EMF and internal resistance. One has EMF epsilon 1 and internal resistance R1, while cell 2 has epsilon 2 and internal resistance R2. Allow a total current I to flow through the combination. The current is split into I1 and I2. Mark two key points, A and B, for tracking potential differences, just as in the previous case. Since the cells are parallel, their terminal potentials must be the same. We'll call this common potential V. For each cell, V equals the cell's EMF minus its own current times its internal resistance. This allows us to solve for I1 as epsilon 1 minus V over R1, and I2 as epsilon 2 minus V over R2. Applying Kirchhoff's current law at point B, I equals I1 plus I2. Substitute the expressions for I1 and I2 back into our equations for further simplification. Before continuing, we can imagine an equivalent parallel circuit, with a combined EMF and internal resistance, mimicking the real arrangement. Like this. With the same points A and B, through which also I current is flowing. In this equivalent circuit, assign the resistance equal to the equivalent internal resistance for the parallel arrangement and the EMF as equivalent EMF of the two cells. From this circuit we can write, VA minus VB equals epsilon equivalent minus I R equivalent. The result simplifies to equivalent EMF equals the sum of each EMF divided by its resistance, divided by the sum of the reciprocals of the resistances. Keeping the result here too, let us continue our calculations now. Removing the circuit diagram for space. Simplifying the terms. Continuing here. Further simplifying, we get this equation. Comparing these equations, we E equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 divided by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Thus for n number for cells, we simply add the E by R terms to get our result. Remember this result. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe.